There have been 3 mega viral stories, all involving police dogs in the last couple of weeks.
Dog.
Hey, bro.
Here are 5 reasons why police shouldn't have canines. Number 5, ridiculous laws. So why is it cops are completely justified when they shoot our dogs?
In this surveillance video, you can see Spike come out of the apartment, his tail wagging as he runs over to the officer who pulls his weapon and shoots at point-blank range.
If we lay a finger on a police dog while defending ourselves from it, we could be charged with assaulting an officer. Did you know since 2015 you could be federally prosecuted and get 10 years in prison for assaulting a police dog? Ironically enough, just 2 weeks ago, the training director for canines in Macomb County, Illinois, claims that throughout the state, police dogs may have to be euthanized if marijuana is legalized. That says 2 things to me. Either they're trying to emotionally manipulate the voters to sway the vote, or they just don't really care what happens to these animals, which is not only heartless, but kind of hypocritical considering the laws we just discussed. Number 4, violation of the 4th Amendment. It's a good chance you didn't hear about this ruling back in 2015. You know why? Because the mainstream media never covered it. The Supreme Court ruled it's illegal to prolong traffic stops to wait for drug dogs. One of the few judges left that actually fights for the American people, Justice Sonia Sotomayor said, "We can't keep bending the 4th Amendment to the resources of law enforcement, particularly when the stop is not incidental to the purpose of the stop. It's purely to help the police get more criminals, yes, but the 4th Amendment becomes a useless piece of paper." Number 3, they don't actually work for drugs. So this blew my mind when I first heard it. So a 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals did an investigation which led to some interesting observations. Lex, the drug dog, signaled for drugs 93% of the time, even when no drugs were present. It also found Lex was incorrect at least 40% of the time. Lex's overall accuracy rate wasn't much better than a coin flip. In many cases, police dogs are actually trained with positive reinforcement if they're able to find contraband, which obviously leads to false positives. This man sums it up really well.
Dog's not going to hit on your vehicle?
Oh, what the dog's going to do? If he wanted to, I guess he could.
Is he, well, I mean, the dog don't do it because he wants to.
Depends on who trains it.
Well, we have a pretty good dog with our department.
Well, I mean...
Has there been any drugs inside that vehicle? And there's no drugs in there now?
There is. Y'all put them in there.
We put them in there?
Because I ain't got none. That's what I'm saying.
Number 2, they misuse them. Watch this clip. It's really simple, folks. Let me break it down for you. He's trying to program the dog to always indicate for drugs to avoid pain. This is confirmed by 2 different dog trainers. This, admittedly taken from a comment on Facebook. And this from a friend who actually trains dogs. The most recent incident of police misusing canines is from Canton, Ohio. USMC veteran has his window smashed out. Canine sent into the vehicle, which was completely unnecessary and overkill. On top of that, the officers leave the animal on him for far too long, while telling him to stop fighting the dog, which he clearly isn't. It's a perfect example of a misuse of canine and abuse of authority. Here are a few other cringeworthy headlines that really hammer home my point.
Get him, come! Get him! Get him! Get him!
Yo, get that dog off of him.
Yeah, buddy!
Number 1, they abuse them. To police, these animals are just another tool in their arsenal. And in turn, they get treated just like another tool. They are ignored, forgotten about, neglected. Cops oftentimes assault their fellow canine officers, and there's little to no repercussions or punishment. If I did this to a police dog, I wouldn't be making this video, I'd be in prison. Look, I understand that police dogs have been legally used since the 19th century. But let us not forget what is legal is not always right, especially when laws are used to give the lawmakers and law enforcers more power and authority. Now, I'm not saying that search and rescue or bomb-sniffing dogs in some circumstances aren't useful or necessary. But for the most part, police canines are used for intimidation, compliance, and violating rights, and have cost taxpayers millions of dollars in settlements. I also think it's important to point out that the use of police canines in many situations defers moral and legal responsibility away from human actors onto an animal that is incapable of discerning right and wrong.
Hi guys. So what do you think after seeing this video? Should the police have dogs that chew on us? I know we see daily that they use all the other tools that they have, guns and clubs and pepper spray and tasers and just their authority in general. They abuse that and use them against us in unlawful ways. So why should they be allowed to have this 100-pound animal that chews on us? This one here looked like the guy just didn't want to get out of his car for him, so they let the dog chew on him. I mean, that should be it just shouldn't happen. Period. The other thing they do is even if the suspects say it was someone who shot someone and was hiding somewhere, and they send the dog in. I mean, that to me is the move of a coward. Here's this dog that just wants to love and please someone, and they send that dog into harm's way because they're afraid to go do it. I don't agree. I've never agreed with the use of police dogs. I can kind of see sometimes, like the guy in the video said, the bomb sniffing dogs and all that, but that can be a beagle. A beagle is a good tracker. They don't need attack dogs. And the other thing, like they were saying they wanted to euthanize the dogs because weed would be legal. That just shows you what these people are about. They have anyone that would kill a dog just because its job became obsolete. What does that say about the cops? They have no respect for life, period. Right? Let's see. Just wondering what you guys think about it. Looking forward to hearing your comments. And I'll keep this kind of short. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. And hope everyone has a good day. Bye.